Hello everybody, in my video about Raspberry Pi cluster. In this video we will create and run Python code over our cluster. I'll show you how to do that. Let's create simple program. Hello Pi, I just prepared simple Python script and I will walk you through and show you and explain what's going on here. So first of all, in the first line, I'm importing MPI out of MPI for Pi. As you remember, we installed that one at the beginning, so we should have that in our system. Don't forget to do that. So another thing, what we're doing here, we're just creating variable com, and we're just assigning that object to our variables, just to hold it. We can avoid that and skip that step and just use that line in each line below, but just we create that line, that variable, just to hold our object. So another step, we're creating a variable named rank. What is going to be? We're just creating variable rank just to hold the rank in our stream of processes. What is rank? Rank is going to be the process number out of all processes used in our entire cluster. So if we're gonna have, for example, 5 processes, this rank is gonna tell me which process is it. So 1 out of 5 processes. For example, if I'm currently in the process number 2, it will just hold the number 2. is going to tell me which process is it. And that might be quite useful if you're writing a program which, for example, must have like minimum or total number of 5 or, for example, 6 processes. So you can assign each part of code to each process. So for process 1, I can assign that part of code. For process 2, I can assign that part of code, and continuously. So this is gonna tell me which rank is it, which process number is it. This is size variable, so I'm using com.getSize, which returns me a total number of processes and nodes used in my script. So if I'm gonna use 5, totally 5 processes, is gonna tell me, is gonna return me like number 5. If I want to get information, like I'm using here below, which process out of how many I'm using here, like you see here, process number out of total number of processes. So process 1 out of 5, process 2 out of 5, process 3 out of 5, and etc. So another variable is name. Name is gonna returns me the node number which running current process. So I just named my Pi01, Pi02, Pi03 up to Pi06. So if I want to run my code through 6 nodes, it's gonna returns me continuously Pi01, Pi02, and that line of code print hello from process. That's the placeholder for digit, out of placeholder of digit on node name string. So I'm gonna assign here those variables which I created here. So it's gonna be rank, number of process, total number of processes, and name of my node. So I'm gonna get results here like hello from process 1 out of 6 on the node name Pi02, for example. I'm gonna show you in a minute how it's gonna work. So I'm gonna save this file, I'm gonna exit, and I'm gonna just run it like that locally. So like you see, I have just one process. So hello from process 0, number 0. Like you know, in IT, 0 is first. There's no 1 is not number, is not the first. We start counting from 0. So hello from process 0 out of 1, so total number of processes, on node number Pi01. As you can see, my Pi name is Pi01. If I try to, I'll show you another thing, to run my code over other nodes. I just created a file named machine file. Let's get here, and you see in here I assign all IP addresses of each node in my cluster. I have, like you see, 6 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nodes in my Raspberry Pi clusters, and they have those IP addresses. So that file is going to be important. That file exists in my home directory. So on that path, just have a look, home pi, that's the place where my file exists. If I show you lsl, this is my machine file, and this is my hello pi file. I'm gonna clear it, and I will try to run my code over my cluster. MPI exit file, machine file. I need to give the name of that file because that file contain all the IP addresses of all of my nodes in my cluster. So I'm passing the basically IP addresses of all of my nodes, and I have to say how many nodes I want to use. I want to use 6 nodes in my cluster, all of them. I can use 1, I can use 2, up to 6. I can't use 7 because I don't have 7 nodes. It's going to return error to me. So I'm going to use all of 6 of my nodes. And what I want to use Python. I don't want to use my file, I just want to use Python. And my Python is gonna use that script file. Yeah, so what I'm doing here, I'm using MPI exec, so that's program with parameter machine file as a parameter, which is gonna contain the IP addresses of all of my nodes, and I'm gonna tell to that MPI exec program how many nodes I want to use. I want to use 6 nodes, and what I want to use Python, and Python is gonna use hello py. Let's run it with one node, so you're gonna see that the thing is working. Boom, like you see, I just run it through my node, through my cluster, and I just one node. So hello from process 0 out of run on node name pi01. That's working. And what if I want to use all of 6 of my nodes? Look what's gonna happen. You see, I'm getting error. Why I'm getting error? Because I just create that hello pi file just on node pi01 on current node. I need to populate that file to each of my nodes. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to use code scp hello pi. I need to copy it to my second node. So my second node is have this address 202. Where do I want to copy? I want to copy it to the same path. Remember that you want to copy file to the same path like your original file on master node. My master node is pi01, so I want to copy the file to each node to the same path. For example, my path on master node was home pi. When I made that pwd command, you saw that path, so I want to copy that file to that node. I just copy that file. Probably if you're doing that for the first time, it's gonna ask you for the password to that node. So when you're gonna get the message password, you're just gonna type the password of that node. I need to copy that file to my node, another node 3, 4, oops, it's gonna be 4 here, 5, and 6. Just to check if I have that file copied, I'm just gonna log in through SSH to one of my Pis. Let's say 204. And like you see, I have that I'm logged into Pi04, like you see here, and my file exists here, so everything went properly, clear. And I can run now that code which I used before, like that. You see, I'm using all of my nodes, 6 nodes, and I'm not getting that error anymore because my program is run through all nodes one by one. Like you see, hello from process 0 out of 6 on Pi 1, Pi 4, Pi 3, Pi 5, 2 and 6. Why is like that? It's because I told you about this rank, remember? And they not synchronously, yeah? So that's the effect of my cluster. You never know which node is gonna return result in which place. All right, so they're not gonna be Pi 01, Pi 02, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's gonna be just basically just random nodes gonna reply to you. All right, so I hope that was simple. I hope you understand it. If you need more information, just send me a message and I will try to reply it. Okay, bye.